Guys, what happens when you got a car that has a fuel line that's too small where the fuel won't go through it, and an untuned carburetor, and a couple other things? Bad running car. Stick around today. We're going to put a new carburetor, new fuel line, and some other stuff. Try and get this bad boy happy. Stick around. All right, guys, like I said, in this episode, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take you around and show you real quick. Let's go around here and see what I'm talking about here. Let me get you into the car here. All right, so I know people have used this. It's like a little plastic line. I guess it's simple to run, but I mean, look here where they put it between the the side rocker clamps where usually brake lines, well, the factory fuel line would go, and it's smashed tight. This hose is probably only quarter, so imagine what the inside diameter is. We're going to find out when we take it off, but they got it going back all the way, through all that stuff up into the tank. And up here in the front, where it goes up through here, in there, and then where it comes out up, I'll show you when we drop the car down, but where they got the, where it's going through up there, it's smashed in a couple spots. We're gonna get the car down, we're gonna take the carburetor off, swap it out. We got a Holley 650 mechanical secondary. Like I said, the fuel line, I got some pretty cool brackets for the throttle linkage hookup that bolt to the base of the carburetor, and a pretty nice little fuel inlet supply. We're gonna change all that, try to get some fuel to this bad boy, because it's kind of sluggish, and you can see why. That line is fairly small, the fuel is not going through it correctly, so that ought to help it a ton. Also, back here in the back where the fuel neck goes down in the tank, when he fills it up and when the fuel gets to the neck there, it starts to leak. So we're going to try to put a new seal on that once we drop, because we're going to drop the tank down. Unfortunately, it's fuel, so we're going to have to pump that out into some cans. But anyways, let's get the car down. We'll start with the carburetor and get on this thing. Okay, first thing is first, we're going to get this carburetor off. He wanted to try to get like a smaller distributor, a different setup, because the HEI's it's kind of bulky. So I don't know yet, because he wanted to try to get a bigger cleaner on it. But we're gonna see what happens. We'll get the carburetor on it. I don't know if we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get some tools out, get all that situated, so we're not, I don't need to be showing or wasting time on that. But I'll get some tools out. I'll bring you guys back here, and we'll start getting this thing apart. Give me a few. All right, so I got the fuel line off, the vacuum lines off, and the throttle, and the electric choke wire. That whole stud came off. Yeah, I thought it did. I hope this thing don't slip from underneath me. It's gonna be painful. Okay, we got that. That was a little loose. We'll tighten it up, that one too. Okay, I know I dropped the bolt down here. Oh, I had a piece of hose or something. All right, I'm gonna get the other one out of the box and I'll bring you back. Here's that bracket I was talking about. Pretty cool bracket. It goes on right on the two studs on that side, and it'll give us a nice place for our throttle. And then there's other little pieces we can put on it, little other brackets and stuff that we can add to it. It's got springs for the front of it. There's two little holes for springs, and we can try to make our linkage for the transmission, because I did get it shifted and working. I'll show you guys. I had to make a new piece of linkage for it. But here's some more goodies for the fuel line. Wonder why they gave us an O-ring there. They want us to put an O-ring on an AN fitting? I don't think so. Why would they do that? Yeah, why would they do that, I wonder? I don't know. I've never used the O-ring on the ends. It's flare fitted. I don't know. Both of them's got it too. I have no idea. I need to look into that. That's something new? I doubt it. Yeah, where would you put it at? Right there? No way. I ain't doing that. That's a fuel leak waiting to happen. Yeah, they're both flared. That's how that works. So I don't know what that's for, unless they just throw them in every package. I don't know. Anyways, We'll keep them just in case. This is going to be our fuel inlet, which I haven't decided yet how we're going to do that, but we do have a, if we want to, you know, just put one on there with a clamp, but we'll see what happens with that. We ain't decided yet. Here is our, now these will go around the other one. See, they gave us two more. Well, here's a, so we can run a, I need to put that on the other way because this should go towards the front. I wonder why they got that upside down like that. Yeah, because you want to put your, well, it doesn't matter. You can put it in the back, but still it's upside down either way we look at it. Here's the front of the carburetor. Yeah, this should be in the front. Anyways, we'll fix it. These go on here, and then we'll screw them into the carburetor first, then put the line up to it. That's how we'll, you know, so we can get them to seal good. And we'll put that on there with a little bit of stuff around the threads. And like I said, here's our bracket. Here's our carburetor. Ready to roll. Nice, new and fresh. Mechanical secondaries. And it's got the glass the glass sight levels where you can see the float levels on both sides. Pretty cool. I didn't know that. Pretty cool. Yeah, so they got O-rings up inside. Oh, these come off. My bad. These come off for those to go on. This is for a different style fuel line in here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get those changed out, get our fuel line hooked up to it, and get it sitting back on the engine. I'll bring you guys back when we're hooking up the rest of it, where how our bracket's gonna go on, and I'll bring you guys back when we're on the back to the car there. Give me a few. All right, guys, let me show you what I've got going on here. So we got all this on. The wire that was on there fit the electric choke good. The fuel line's bolted up nice. As you can see here, we've got the inlet of the 3/8 fuel line. This one here. So, but I'm not sure what I'm doing here yet. I'm going to change this around. Right now I just got it off. And also the carburetor's just bolted on temporary for now because somehow the base gasket's got a little hole in it. A little rip, so I got to get another gasket. Let me show you this stuff here. Let me take it back to the camera. Okay, this bracket kit came with a bunch of different ends. I'll show them to you here in a minute. So here's our clip that goes on our throttle cable, and you got to take it off to get it through here first. And once that's through there, we can set this back on the bolts. And once again, like I said, this is still temporary, and this is adjustable. We can adjust this back as far as we need it. In fact, I'm going to do that now to find out where we need it at here. So let me go push the gas pedal a little bit. Like I said, the clip's off for now. That'll snap on there when we do it. So what we want that to be, so we need to slide this forward. I just got it probably tightened up on me. Nope, there it goes. We want to be able to, about right there, where we can have some throttle. So probably about right there. Because we want to keep this tight against this somewhere with a little bit on each end of that solid part. We don't want to, so if we put it here, I'm going to have to tighten that down with the thing. But anyways, yeah, we want to be able to pull that back some like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tighten this up here. I got to take this back off and then tighten this up for good on the bottom. Oh, now I got that. Okay. Yeah, see, I got tighten these up. I'm going to make sure I'm going to tighten this one up too real good. Okay. These are nice brackets. All right. And one spring it felt good. And like I said, I'm just doing this temporary just to get all this set up because I got to get a gasket. Yeah, I took it out of that bag and there's a little hole in the bag. Something punctured it. Maybe this thing in shipping. So, okay. So what we could do now, I should have fed that through. Really, you can put that on after, after you slide that over the thing. I just put them on and then snap it on there. All right. We put our, I think one spring felt good, but we'll see. We'll see how it. All right, I'm gonna tighten that up with an Allen wrench. I'll bring you back here in a few and we'll see how it feels inside. All right, guys, we got this all hooked up. I did fire it up. I adjusted on it just a little bit. There's a couple things here. That does not have enough fuel to feed this carburetor. That line, I mean, look how small that thing is. Who knows? I haven't took it off to see like what the ID is of that thing. It's got to be tiny. If that thing's quarter, what's the inside? 16th. I mean, it's got to be super small there. So quarter ID on this 3/8 hose. The rubber is what we would want to have the ID of this one be. So, you know, 1/4 inch ID. So this would have to be 3/8 to get 1/4 to meet. So with a nipple on the other end of it to get that to fit, or bump this up a size. But what I've done, I went ahead and cut the line here, put the fuel filter in here, shortened it up, and then brought it back around and hooked it into our little nipple there. So I think that gasket is leaking. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put one in it regardless. But it does fire up and run good. It just doesn't have enough fuel. It just does not have enough fuel. I mean, it's asking for it. And it fires right up. I don't have the vacuum advance on yet. I'm going to go ahead and hang on, let me shut this off. I think what I'm going to do is, well, we could do it on that camera. Hang on. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cap off. I'm going to pop the distributor up to where this vacuum advance is over there. I mean, this is shooting right towards the radiator. That's just not in there correctly, you know what I mean? So I'm going to bring that around there because our vacuum inlet is right here on the side over here. So I'm going to pop that out, bring it around, get it on number 1 when it cools back off, obviously. I'll show you guys. We'll do it all together on the camera. But I just wanted to show you where I'm at with it. Everything works. Everything works good. There's no fuel leaks. The only thing is I want to switch that gasket out. I'd like to find just a tad bit thicker one if I could. Because what that helps with cooling the fuel off as it goes in between the carb and the intake. It just helps it. It just helps to spurt it better. Not that it's a race engine or nothing like that, but if we can make it run better, why not? You know. So I'm going to find one of those. We're going to pop this out, get it turned around. Definitely going to put new fuel line from the tank to the front. This is just way too small. I mean, I don't even know if that would be good enough for like a 6-cylinder car. I really don't. I'm not trying to be funny. It's just, wow. So I'll bring you guys back after I get some parts. Today's a little late in the day, but tomorrow we'll go grab some stuff and then we'll get right back on it. Cool. I got the, I stopped on the front stuff for a few. We're going to go ahead and drop the tank, pull the line out of there and all that stuff. I got some new stuff over there. I'll show you in a little bit. I got the gas, I had a little fuel pump thing I made with the hoses on it to suck it out and put it in some cans. So I got all that out. I'm getting ready. I soaked the bolts with some stuff. I'm hoping they come right out. It looks like somebody put this tank in not too long ago. I'd say with that, whatever fuel line you want to call it. Anyhow, I'm going to try to get up underneath here and start ripping these loose. I'm going to get you guys under here with the other camera here in a second and see if we can get if I could set it up under there where we could see it all pretty good. So give me a few. All right, I'm going to try to pull out, see what happens here. I'm going to try to do it all with the cordless tool so we ain't making compressor noise. See what we can do here. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. If I remember, I'll show you guys the stuff I used on that's pretty good. It's got a DuPont Teflon, I think, stuff in it. It really breaks, it really penetrates good. And I love, what do you call it? I can't think right now. Let me try to get this. I'm kind of in the way. That might work. This is going to make a little noise. Not that bad. Just so we got something underneath it. Actually, I can let that down a little bit. I'm lifting the car. It's still got quite a bit of fuel in it. Let's set this bolt back on it. Just for now. Because I think I have to... Yep, I gotta take that. I don't know if that neck comes out of that. Yeah, it comes out with that seal. Man, I thought I pulled out more fuel in that. It feels very heavy. Let's see here. How do I want to try to do this? Yeah, it looks like it's already coming out of there. I think these just hook in up here. Let me see. I really can't see them. I'll just bend them out of the way. They seem like they're in pretty good shape. Oh yeah, it's already out of there. Let's see what it does. We'll let it down a little bit. Man, that thing feels like it has a crap load of fuel in it. Oh boy. So what we have to do here is we're going to have to take our clamps off back here with the exhaust so we can push them out a little bit. So let me get those loose so you guys ain't sitting here watching me do that real quick. And then I'll pry them out just a hair. It'll let our exhaust open up some till we can just come right down. So give me a few. Okay, I got the other one off. And it opened up probably just right. Yeah, all I need to do is just go over like on the outside of that like that. I might need to, well, let's go under here and try it. Okay. That worked out. I'll tell you, that thing is still full of fuel. Sure does seem like it. I'll kick this down a little bit on this end. Trying to go a little at a time. I don't know what we have up here. Oh, okay. See, another thing. This thing's going to be top heavy on us probably. Let's find out. This lip, I got to come down here and then go over a little. Okay. Yep, we got a fuel line holding, and that's it. All right, I'm gonna take that fuel line off. The plug came off. It's just a 2-plug push on, and it goes. Okay, it goes on the front side of it. Okay, I'm gonna take that fuel line off, drop this out of the way, and get it pulled back, and then we'll get underneath here and start pulling that fuel line off. Be back in a few. All right, guys, we got the tank out. I've got the. I don't know what they had, this plastic, some kind of hard plastic they tried to seal it with, but. Anyhow, I think I got the right seal coming tomorrow for it. That's for the neck seal there. Let me take you underneath here. I'll show you. Well, first let's go with this thing. Hang on. I want to show you guys this fuel line. If that's what you want to call it. I swear I don't know. It wasn't as small as I thought on the inside. Here's what it looks like. I think maybe 5/16. I think so, a little more than a quarter. But here's what I found. Look at that. That was in between one of the clamps on the frame, and there were several that were just flat where they pounded the. I'll show you the things here. The part that holds it against the rocker. These things here. Hang on, let me move this jack. Well, here's one. Yeah, here's one. Where are we at? That. I mean, look at the distance between the rocker and the clamp. I don't even know if you got a. What you can see there is what it is. It's just very, very low amount of space. So that line just being smashed, especially on the part that's got the ridge on it right there. That's really bad. And these are super tight. You can't even move them. I'm gonna use this for hand. I mean, that's real strong, and it just springs right back against. So, and they had it there, up there, back here. Here's another one, up along that frame, all the way up that frame rail. All the way up and around, all the way up and around there, and then of course it comes out through here and then back this way. So I think we'll run ours with a 90 there, run it down that frame rail, right along that frame rail there, all the way down, and we'll bring it through this one, you know, along the side or on top of it there. I'm sorry, on top of that one, and then. Of course, that'll come out right up in here somewhere, kind of along this brake line, and then we'll run it, and then we'll take it down the sides there. I'm thinking about 3D printing some solid, no infill, so a solid fill out of some probably ABS. So that means it's going to be no hollowness to it. It'll be 100% filled. So it'll be a solid clamp, and it goes around the hose, and then it'll have a hole in it where we can screw it to the rocker, and it just sits in there. It's not like, and it'll be just the right amount of diameter to fit around the pipe without smashing anything, which it's not going to matter on the metal, but I'm just saying so the plastic doesn't break on us later on. So the only pressure will be where it's being held on the rocker, and maybe we'll put a washer on the outside of it and just tighten it up to where it's good and snug, and I think we'll be okay. So I'll probably print up, you know, a good handful of those so we have it to mount the line down through there. In fact, I'm getting ready to go now and get that printing so they're done, and then I'll bring you guys back when I'm running this new line down the frame here. All right, so we're going to try to get this thing up and over this frame rail here. I've been trying to think of a good way to do this. I'm thinking I don't know if I can get to that, the back side of that. I'm gonna see how it feeds up in through there. But anyways, when you unroll these, you kind of want to hold it here on this part and then kind of open up and bend up real easy as you're doing it, and try to get it as straight as you can. You don't want to, because it will move for you. Just that little part there. I mean, if we play with that, it'll get real straight. So let me try to open up some more here, just so I got plenty to work with. You can always go back and straighten it up, mess with it after. Okay, so the trick is going to be, oh man, that's going to be tough. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I was thinking about going, but then I don't know where it's going to go up there. If I went up along this side, and that ain't going to work. Okay, it's coming out over there. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm kind of like giving it a little bend as we go on the other side over there, and then feeding it. And it's actually working all right. You know what? I'm gonna probably have to jack this thing up in the back here, which sucks because it's gonna put the jack right in the way. But I need to get this up off the ground, get that back wheel off where I can get to that outer frame, because let me show you. There's like no room underneath here. If you can see it coming out there, right here. So I need to get to the other side of it and feed it up around that frame rail, and then bring it in, like I said, on this back side here. Right up through there. We want it to come out there and then curve up over this way, because the front of the tank is here. Sorry, my hand's clear up there. The front of the tank is here, and that's where the inlet is. So if we come out with a 90 there, we can come up with a piece of rubber, because we don't want that solid going from that to the tank, because things move, you know what I mean? So even though I think with the tank being mounted up to the body, let me see, would that move? I'm going to keep it rubber just in case. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want something flexing and breaking or bending and eventually breaking the line. So we'll go rubber from there and rubber from the frame rail up to the fuel pump. So we'll figure all that out. Main thing is let's get this thing ran. So I'm going to get this jack in the back and get this rear end up. And then, like I said, we'll get it up off the ground here and get the wheel off. So give me a few and I'll bring you back when I can show you the wheel well. All right, guys. Just as we envisioned it, it worked out actually pretty good. Let me show you here. So if you look, I got it right underneath that clamp. I just used my little curve tool. I lifted that clamp up, pulled the line underneath it, and then it went right on it nice. Brought her up over the frame rail there, real nice. And we also cut the top clamp, same way. And then we went ahead and curved that side, or the back side in towards the tank there. So we'll play with that some more as we get the tank back in there, but we got plenty there. I mean, it's probably more than what they had with the plastic one. So that worked out really good. So now we'll get up underneath there along the side of that frame rail. I'm gonna try to use some of those, let me take it back to the other one here. I'm gonna try to use some of what's there, and here's the ones I printed. Now they're pretty strong. It's ABS, and I did a 100% infill, so they're solid all the way through. We'll see how they work out as extras. I did them in blue so you guys could see them there. Then I'll just spray in black, but normally I would have done them in black. But they fit. Let me show you on the line here. They fit it just perfect. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah. If you guys look here, they fit perfectly around that. Let me grab the other one. So if you see, they fit just nice and perfect around that line. And then once we put it against the wall, it'll be flush. It'll all be flush. And like I said, I'm just going to use them where we can't. Basically what that means is if I can't get them around this clamp here, because that might be kind of, we'll see. I'll try to bend it around a little just so it's holding it somewhat. Same with the rest of these. We'll pull them out and I'll set the line behind it and I'll try to bend them around it. But we'll use these as after we do that, maybe we'll put them that way. Maybe we'll put them this way and then put the screw up on top there. So we'll see how it plays out. These are just to kind of help. You know, I know the, plastic's not gonna, but once that line is all in there and laying there nice, all the way up, it's the only thing we're doing is keeping it from vibrating. It's not like it's gonna fall anywhere because both of your frame rails where am I going here? Both your, where it goes up through there and where it goes up through here is basically holding both ends. So it's not going to be, an issue with it falling down. So that's just to hold it against that. So I'm going to go ahead and run this side. I mean, if I do it on camera, it's going to waste a whole bunch, but I'll do it and then I'll show you. But I showed you how I bend it. I showed you how I fed it up through there. I'm just going to try to do it like that. That way we're not burning up a whole bunch of time on the camera. So let me run that and I'll do that just like I did the other thing there, and I'll bring it right back. Let me show you up here first. So we got it ran right along that frame there. Sorry, this thing is. So right along that frame, and it drops down in the back there. And then I'm going to raise it up and show you underneath. And then right there, it goes down and hooks right into the fuel pump there. I got one of them clamps on right here. So far, they're okay. I do have to redesign them a little bit. I want to make a little, I'll show you on the clamp. But let me get the car back up, and I'll bring it back and I'll show you underneath. She's slow. All right, let's get in here and look. Okay, so we know about all that. Comes down through there, hooks around those clamps, real nice. Goes up, sorry about that stupid thing, but it goes up through there. If you could see it, right on top of that frame rail. It curves right along the top of that frame rail, right in through there, and then it lays right up through there, right on top there, and then it curves around that front of that shock tower, and then of course where we brought it up there, and it goes into the fuel line there. So worked out good. This part right here, this was kind of a bear through here. It really was. I had to get up there on a step ladder, stick a pry bar in up right in this area, pull it away from the fender, and then get back down here and push from this end, and with my other hand pull down from that end. And I kind of took a little measurement before I did all that to get a length of that frame rail and kind of what I thought I was going to need up there, and measured it and cut it because it was still, I still got over there on top of that. Here's what I have left out of that roll right there. So anyways, I'm waiting on the neck seal for the tank here. Hopefully it's right, and hopefully it comes today. If not, it'll probably be tomorrow. But I'm really ready to put the gas tank back up in there and do our back right here. So we kind of got it going over like I said we was gonna, and we'll probably just put a piece of rubber on there, or a fuel line from there into the front of the tank, and everything looking good. So like I said, I'm gonna wait and see what happens today. Hopefully that stuff gets here, and then we'll proceed. So you guys will be the first to know it. So the seal came in. Try to get out of the sunlight. I think it is correct. It's got a nice, the center part of it's just going to wrap right around and seal around that, the neck there. I was thinking, because this was on here and it was slid on there. I think what that is, I was thinking, how's this, when I was ordering it, how's that going to fit all inside there? It's not going to, even when I took the measurements with my calipers, it wasn't coming out right. So what this is a factory one, because it has a little rubber seal in it still. And this is just an O-ring, so I'm guessing the rest of it's gone. This was just a seal around this part, but there was nothing sealing this. It was just nothing. So anyways, now what I'm going to do is we're going to take some of I'm going to clean all this up real nice without trying to lose any material as far as, the metal, because I want it to be the correct roundness and seal the best it can. So I'm going to clean all that off. By the way, I did get pretty much all the fuel out of it. I found some more cans. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, the Ultra Black, and just the real thin on the inside there, because this goes and fits inside there. And then when we put that on, we'll put a little bit just around that lip there. And so when we push it on there, and where its final seat is, it'll be on this side of it. You know what I'm saying? It'll be on this side of things. So it'll be just an extra you know, and probably around that little lip there around that seats against that tube there. So a little extra is not going to hurt. And when it goes to taking it off again, if somebody needs to take it off, it'll come right apart, and this stuff will clean right off, especially off of material like this. It'll clean right off. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned off. I'm going to go ahead and get that cleaned off. I'm just going to try, I guess, with a little scraper maybe, and then just clean it up real good in the parts tank and blow it off and see what we come up with. Yeah, let me do that and I'll bring you guys back here shortly. Got this bad boy cleaned up pretty good. What I'm going to do is, I think it only goes in probably about, I don't know, probably about that far. I think it's where it was with the old one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this off probably about up to this bevel right here. And I'm going to spray that black real quick, let that dry. And then once we get it in the tank and, you know, everything's mounted, we'll spray the rest of that around there and the rest of this where it leaked out and stuff. Then we're going to go ahead and right now we're going to put our seal in. Now I've already cleaned all this and I've tried to just get like a decent, you know, around this lip and stuff. But here's where it seals and I got all that cleaned up nice. And so give me a second, I'm going to rearrange the camera real quick so you guys can get a little closer look. All right. As said, I'm just going to take just a little, just for a little peace of mind here. And I'm not sure yet on if I'm going to put this on the inner part. I might just put a little bit of Vaseline around that end because, or some kind of a petroleum or something just to help it. Because it's super tight. I don't think we're going to have any issue now that it's all cleaned up real nice. Okay. This stuff is awesome, by the way. It is super good stuff. This and the Wright stuff, but the Wright stuff is very expensive compared to that. They're all, you know, not that cheap, but and we'll just get that right on there. Get us a nice little fit there. See, that's another good thing about putting that on there. It gives us a little ability to slide it around some. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, spray that real quick, and get this tank underneath the vehicle. And I'll bring you back when we're up underneath there. Get ready to put it in there. Give me a few. I ran out of my other stuff, but this is the 5 time. I hope I got enough. It's a nice day outside. We'll set it out to dry out there. By the time we get that tank in there, she'll be good and ready. That looks so much better than that. Not that you're going to win any trophies with this for looking good, but okay, got a nice little finish on it. All right, we'll put this outside, let her dry up real nice. Turned out good, really good actually. And then she'll be ready for us. All right, be back in a little bit. All right, had to let the car back down. Let's get this thing up here. I better take these off. Don't need them anymore. I don't know if that hook's on that side or not. No. Get over here. Yeah, this jack is pretty awesome. I got that camera where hopefully you guys can catch the majority of it. I'll get past that part. I got it somewhat up there. I'm going to have to come around on the other side there and put our rubber line in and hook up our plug. I'm going to try to get the camera in there, but I'm barely got space for my arm, so we'll see how it works. But if not, give me a few and I'll bring you back. We're putting it the rest way up. Okay, got it all in there. Let me take you around here. Hopefully we can see up here. It's a really tight area. And hold on. Well, there's one part of the line. Hooks right in there real nice. And then, oh, wait a minute. It's kind of dark in there. But there's the plug and the other half of the line. I think you could see it. But, whew, that was a tight spot. But we're all back in. Fuel lines ran. I'm gonna let the car down and we're gonna go ahead and put the neck back in. I'm still thinking what to do on that. I don't know whether to put a little bit of this around it, because even with that, I think it's gonna slip because that ring turned around there pretty easy. I just want it to be for sure sealed up good. So I'm gonna let it down, see if that piece is dry, and I'll bring you guys back here in a few. All right, guys, it's pretty good and dry. I'm gonna go ahead and use the silicone since it did go around the other one so nice. I mean, it gave us a little bit of slipping properties. So I'm not gonna put a whole bunch on here. I'm just gonna start down here. That's about it. I'm gonna swipe that around just so it pushes it back. Okay. Now, I gotta come up through here and fish it in there. And we also have a whole nother thing up there. Oh boy, that's gonna be a monster. This might be hard to, I gotta let it down some more, hang on. Okay, actually, let me try to tap out with a rubber mallet. Hopefully I can get this. It's kind of hard to be able to put the camera on there when I can't even see it that good. I'm trying to find a place to jam this. All right, let's see. That was a ticket. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Man, that's even really, really nice around that. Now I gotta find my, here they are. Just make sure. Oh yeah, I'll give you guys a close-up, but man, that just really put a nice ring around it too. Hang on a second. Let me put these screws in here and I'll show you a close-up. I need my stand. I got too much stuff in the way. Nice, man. It's really, really nice. Okay, let me grab out the camera and check that out. I mean, there's a nice little bead all the way around it, all the way. That worked out perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that black paint, touch up around all that stuff real quick, and then, hang on one second. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the, or get the black paint, touch up around all that stuff, get my wheel back on it, let that jack down, get the car back on the ground, and we'll start putting our fuel in it. And then I got a gasket for the carburetor where that one ripped, so we'll swap it out real quick. That way we can start it up and start adjusting on that carburetor and see how this bad boy runs. Give me a few. We got all that back together, got the fuel back in it. I changed the gasket out on the carburetor. Now I want to straighten this out where they got this vacuum advance clear up towards the front of the radiator. So what we're going to do is we're going to bump it around. See if I can get my thumb on this thing. Somewhere right there. Let me get my light and see where the mark is. We're pretty close, I think. Let me see where we're at on the cap. Because number one we should be pointing over here somewhere. And we are. Okay, so I'm going to try to, let me grab, I forget what that was. I think it was a 13. Yeah, somebody stuck a metric bolt in it. Is it a 12? Yeah, it's a 12. It's a 9, it's a 10, it's a 12. Well, I think we're gonna have to use a normal wrench, whatever that is. What's a normal wrench? I don't know. Yeah, if you ever run across this if you have, one of these older cars, any car that's got a distributor, and you see that the distributor's in there wrong, watch this video here and I'll show you how to do it. Let's take these off for a minute, just so we have more room. That one's always harder to get to back here. I ain't got my little screwdriver. All right, so what we want to do is we want to keep one there again, so it's shooting like that. So we'll just lift it up, keep this We want this to be, let's see, would it work good over here? And that might be why they had it like that. But let's try this over here. Yeah, that'll give us some adjustment there and give us a shorter run on our stuff too, on our vacuum line. Right there. All right. So what you want to do is keep dropping it until you got it back where you got it. It's not all the way down yet. Now you just want to hold down on it and bump it. There it goes. Now it dropped. Okay, now we want to make sure. So I'm going to change this fuel line. I'm going to bring it out a different way, just so we have some more adjustment right there, because it's kind of in the way there. But we'll still have a bunch. All right, let me bump it and make sure we're still number one. Yep. Hold up, that's downstroke. Right there. These belts are not so tight on us. Right, let's see. Right in there. Okay, so that means our number one is gonna fall. Let's see here. Where's our notch? Okay, so I'm gonna have to go around on everything, I think twice. So let's go, I'm just gonna move everything over this way once first, just so we don't lose our train of thought. And that would be there, which brings number one right. Our notch, we gotta go one more. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and, I started taking the phone ring, so I had to answer it. But I was taking this, I had to go over 2 more times from the times that we done it to catch my notch in the thing there. See, so now with the fuel line out of the way, we've got a little movement. It's still hitting this intake. Yeah, I don't know. Problem is, we can't, it's just, you know, I'd love to have it where we can, I mean, we're going to have no adjustment. None at all. Yeah. Man, over here is just, yeah, we can't go back that way because we're hitting the rest of this thing down here, the housing. But we're on our notch. We're in the correct place. There's one's, so really one would have to be, let's see, if we kept it here, yeah, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Okay, so let's get it back over here. I think I'm on the one still. Let's see something here. These clamps on this thing are not the best. It's just a little cheap one I got for a couple bucks. I think Harbor Freight had a tent sale or something. All right, let's feel this. That is, I went past it just a hair, I think. Let's see. Man, did I or did I not? Yeah, there it is. Okay, there's our, right there, 0. All right, so let me think. Because what I could do, yeah, but we're still not in a good spot. Because what I could do is go like this, bring that right in here somewhere. So which way does that spin? That's actually pretty nice there. That's actually real nice. So if I can get number one, yeah, that's the ticket. Our notch is right there. Let me get it on our notch. See, the other problem is this thing's hitting the daggone. Hang on. Well, I done got it popped out of place. There we go. Okay, so our notch is right there. Get out of there. Right there, okay. And number one is here. So we would have to go back, I believe, one more. And that would give us some decent play. Let me see, did I even do anything? Number one's there. No, I just stuck it back in the same spot. So if we want to keep it here, which we can, we'd have to put number one back here. Right. Yeah, right there. Number one. And that'll give us a little bit each way. Okay. Okay. Let's do that. All right. I'm gonna turn these back, bump these wires back over that way. So you guys gotta watch that, and I'll be right back. I got the wires moved back over, the cap with the back in position. The distributor's just snugged, so if we need to, we can move it. Fuel line's rehooked back up. I'm gonna cut the key on and bump it with the thing here. We should have some fuel in the line there, in that fuel pump, so hopefully it starts up. Oh yeah. You wanna stay running? Okay. Oh yeah, the bowls have fuel in them still. That one's going down a little bit. There it goes, now it's going back up. So the new fuel is starting to come. Yep, okay, good. That worked out good. Okay, what we'll do is, let me shut it off. The gauge is working. No gas leaks underneath. Good, good, good. Okay, good. Again, good. So what we'll do is, here's that little button. I didn't show it to you guys. It's just a little cheap one, but it works. It works all right. Ain't got the best wire on it, but all right. So this here is a bum deal. I mean, you can move it a little bit, probably to get your enough timing, but it sucks that's right against that hose. Out here with shooting way, your line would have had to go either all the way back that way, because the vacuum line's over here, the port for the distributor. So he talked about wanting to get another distributor, just a Mallory with maybe a box or a coil, super coil or something. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. So we need to adjust on this thing. It's got a slight hesitation to it, and it's gonna either be probably a couple things. The jets are too small in it. That's what I'm thinking, because it's running too smooth. It's just under acceleration. Or we got a bad accelerator pump diaphragm right out of the box. And if that's the case, I'm sending it back. We shouldn't have that. Maybe they was putting it together and ripped it. I don't know. But when I take the carburetor off to change the jets in it, or actually I'll just pop the bowls off and we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I'll pop it off just to look at it, because all that should be fresh enough where we're not going to rip the gasket. Okay, so everything's good so far. No leaks, no nothing. Like I said, I'll bring you back. I got to get my jet kit from my neighbor next door, and I got another tune kit that has squirters, power valves. It could be power valve might be no good in it. They might have stuck a bad one in it. You know what I mean? If a power valve's bad, most of the time you'll have a rough idle too. So I doubt it's that. Accelerator pumper jets is probably where it's going to be at. In a Holly, anyways. That's 9 times out of 10. They're the easiest carbs to adjust and work on. I mean, there's not much there. So there's some tricks you can do to it. If it was having a problem idle and it's not, it's running smooth. So, all right. I believe it's around 3 today. We may do it today. I got a couple other things to do, and then I'll bring you back. I'm going to do a little bit of editing because I want to get another video out. And I already started on another project, and we're going to be buttoning up on that vise. So got a bunch going on, and work, of course. So yeah, I'll bring you back when I get the kit from next door neighbor, when we're popping the bowls off, and we'll bump these jets up and start there and check to make sure the diaphragm's not ripped in that. And if we're still having a problem, in the box she goes, and back we'll get another one. I'll have a replacement coming. It's something, you know what I mean? So all right, be back soon. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this video here, make it into a two-part video, because we got a new distributor coming tomorrow, which is Monday. Today's Sunday, and I'm going to go ahead and change, like I said, on the float bowl. We're going to check the diaphragm and the I can't think today. The accelerator pump, and probably change the jets. The plug that I pulled out, the number one plug that I pulled out when we did that compression, or to bump the piston up to set our firing order, it was kind of dark, but that was probably from before. So I don't know if it's burning a little oil or what, but I'm going to clean them and then check that diaphragm, make sure it's working okay, and then we'll run the car to see where it's at before we go jetting it. Because if it's already, because it runs good, other than when you go to give it a little throttle, and it's acting like the accelerator pump's got a little, maybe it's just not seating good or something, but we'll check all that. Sometimes they sit on a shelf and, they don't tighten them up enough, and they'll get, they won't seal enough on the accelerator pump there around that diaphragm. It will make it act like that. So, but anyways, the video is getting kind of long. I want to get this one out so you guys can start watching it, and then the new one will be ready at the end of this week. Like I said, the distributor will be here tomorrow, and then we'll proceed with the rest of it. Also on the car, we're going to do we're going to pull the transmission out and reseal it, put the front pump seal, the rear seal on the tail shaft, and probably a new pan gasket. I'm not sure about if it comes with the, there's a little seal that goes around the shaft where the linkage goes on the side of the transmission. There's a transmission shop up the road there. They're gonna put together a seal kit for me for it. So we'll see what all's in it and then we'll reseal it. I know the pump, where the pump bolts into the transmission, it's not leaking. It's just around that front, the seal where the converter goes in. So we'll just pull it back, drop it down, you know, well, first we'll empty all the stuff out and then we'll go ahead and swap all that stuff out. But that's going to also be on the video. So that's why I said if we kept this video going, it would turn into a 2-hour video. So, and I need to keep, like I said, I need to keep them going there weekly. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this one out and I'll see you guys here at the end of next week with the rest of it. Thanks again, guys, for everything. I keep wanting to tell you guys just how much I appreciate you guys doing what you're doing. The likes, the shares, subscribes. Thank you so much. See you next week. Out.